The following gameplay was originally recorded live at Major Icon Studio on twitch.tv. Be sure to check out my good friend marjosonic for monthly variety streams, including the Let's Players podcast, a collaborative effort between myself, Marjo, and our other good friend Cat Planetshine. Show your support and become a Major Icon yourself. Details and links in the description below. Let's-a go! Jet Force Gemini, presented in widescreen. A Nintendo 64 game in widescreen. It's a very different element.
Very few games actually took advantage of that.
Indeed.
And honestly, the only two examples I can think of are Rareware.
Yeah, that makes sense. Rareware are pioneers that unfortunately don't do anything anymore. But anyway, hello everybody, it's me, your good friend Sparky, on the 64 showcase featuring Jet Force Gemini. And I have a special friend with me today. It's my good friend Marjosonic.
Heyo!
We are going to be doing some kind of cooperative playthrough-ness of Jet Force Gemini, a game that I very frequently wish I have finished. I've gotten to what I guess you can say is the halfway point of this game, and then I didn't do anything past that.
Meanwhile, I have very often touted this as my favorite single-player N64 game.
Indeed.
Favorite game is Mario Party 2. That is just what it is. You can't top that for me. But in terms of the single player, this game holds an extremely special place in my heart. And I got to replay it when the game first came back out on the NSO, and with very little exception, I enjoyed my whole way through.
Awesome. Yeah, I like this game a lot. It's just, for whatever reason, it's one of those games I just have a very hard time focusing on. But with you as backup and guiding me along through things, I'm hoping that I can actually finish it at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
But we're gonna be kind of jumping into just the single player campaign, just make a new game. I practiced a little earlier.
Get the controls understood.
Yeah, get the controls back down and try and get used to the game again, at least a little bit. Our file name's gonna be 64 showcase. Can I fit the whole thing?
Survey says
Yes. Yes, I can.
You can. Yay!
Yay! And here we go. The world of Jet Force Gemini, presented in widescreen.
Mm-hmm. So actually, I want to talk about something here, because the fact that it is in this quote-unquote perfect widescreen this only became a thing a month ago from the day we're recording this.
Mm-hmm.
So for those that don't know, yes, Jet Force Gemini was one of the first N64 games that actually created a widescreen mode. You can actually do this on the original console too. However, it is a letterbox widescreen, meaning that the vertical is actually scrunched in order to make room for the horizontal. This was apparently patched like in emulators. I don't remember if they said this was patched in the Rare Replay version, but this was something that they lamented when it released first on the NSO, that they didn't actually patch it for this, especially considering what a big deal it was when they said that GoldenEye was gonna have its widescreen capabilities in full force. Indeed. But then when they released all the extra Rareware games after the third-party showcase, they just silently patched in this fix for Jet Force Gemini. So there you go.
And I am very grateful for that.
Anyway, we're not talking here about the story. A bunch of ants go bully the bears, and now these guys are looking out through their televisor, and now they're being ambushed.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. if I'm being perfectly honest.
Very Star Wars, if you will.
Very Star Wars indeed. I would have to imagine,
Hey, continuity error, you don't have that gun yet.
Oh, you're right, he doesn't. Maybe he lost it in... Maybe he's gonna lose it at here in just a second. We'll see what happens.
He's gonna run out of DACA and he just drops it.
Yep. Everyone gets on their treadmills.
Skooma drinks over on my side. I like the dog.
The dog is very nice.
That's a big drone. Like that was like the model is way bigger than what it should have needed to be.
They needed it to be intimidating.
Yeah.
And everybody, this is Juno. He is one of our three protagonists, and currently the only one that we can play as. We're gonna meet up with the others a little later down the line.
Mm-hmm.
And we get to see this nice little gross look at his insides. Uh-oh, connection's unstable.
Oh dear.
Well, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I've been dealing with a bit of icy weather most of the day, so I hope it's not playing havoc with the power lines and the internet at all.
Let's hope not. Imagine the one day we finally managed to get for recording this, and nope, game says no fun allowed.
Yeah. I've got a decent signal strength, I guess. And we technically don't have to worry about synchronizing play quite yet, so, you know.
It's true. Right now, I think the main thing is what we're focusing on is basically streaming the footage over to me.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that should be noted on recording, too, that as I'm recording this, Marjo is also streaming it live, so chances are you've seen this already, or there's a possibility you have. But yeah, cool. One question.
Yeah, the big thing is basically I'm not saving any of the footage on my side, and Twitch doesn't keep the footage after a certain amount of time.
Right. Yeah. I'm recording the whole thing. This is all gonna be going up on YouTube, which I guess should be obvious if you're watching this at some point in the future. But yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you were gonna ask something.
Yeah. In your professional opinion, as an expert Jet Force Gemini player, which control scheme do you use?
Boy, I'm so glad that you asked this.
Yeah.
Because I know what you're referring to.
Mm-hmm.
Expert versus basic.
Expert versus basic.
Never, ever, ever use normal.
Okay. Good to know. I'll pretend I wasn't.
Let me explain to everyone here what expert and normal is the difference. Jet Force Gemini plays as a first-person shooter and a third-person platformer at the same time. The C buttons are basically your strafe, jump, and duck.
Jump.
Your A and B, once you have more weapons, rotates through your inventory.
Cannot demonstrate. Only have one weapon.
Right now, that's the case. In normal, that's inverted. C up and down is how you cycle your weapons. A and B is how you jump and duck. So not only is it very unintuitive to duck with B, you also lock yourself out of something very important if you do normal controls. When you go into manual targeting, that's your cue.
Oh, manual targeting. Yes. Hi.
You can strafe with left and right.
Yes, I can.
And you can go forward and back with up and down.
You can. Oh my gosh. I did not even realize that.
You cannot do this single thing if you're using normal controls.
Maybe that's why I've always had such a garbage time trying to play this game at points, because I always have it on normal controls.
Mm-hmm. This single thing changes, because now Now you have something that's actually closer to how modern controls work.
Yeah,
Where
it
basically,
is.
if you hold down sight, up, it's backwards basically. Instead of left would your left stick would do what the C buttons are doing, and your right stick would do what the N64 control stick would do. You just have to flip that around in your mind.
Mm-hmm. Right. Awesome. I like that. I like that I know that now. It's very
Oh,
nice.
I'm already making myself useful.
You are. You are good at this. Anyway, let's talk to this guy. Welcome, Juno. We've been expecting you. Vela and Lupus came charging through not so long ago. Feisty pair, aren't they? I'm Magnus, Goldwood Ambassador. Not that the Union's much use. Without backup, the Tribals couldn't hope to fend off Miser's raiders. You'll find the Tribal King in his hut just this way. I promised I'd send you to him when you arrived. Follow the green door symbols to move forward, or the red ones if you want to retrace your steps. But I've rambled on long enough. You better hurry if you're hoping to catch up to your teammates.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Get out of my way.
All right. Now, here's the first question.
Yes.
Would you like to get your first unlockable?
Yes, I would.
Move to the right.
The right.
I believe you're here. Turn to the right. Okay, no. Yeah, there it is. Look around here.
I see a little something or other over there.
And you know how to activate this, correct?
Yes. By shooting it.
Exactly.
It's the fish
Congratulations.
food.
Guess what you do with it?
You feed fish, I'm assuming. See, I knew about this. And when I was practicing, I was wondering, where's the fish food?
Yep.
I couldn't remember where to get the fish food.
Yep. It's just hidden away right there. Fish food.
Fish food.
Actually, hold on. Pause. I think the game was it better than anyone can. Go down to weapons.
Weapons. Alright.
Fish food offers valuable sustenance to fish. And that's about it. Sorry.
That's a very rareware thing to do.
It really is. It really is.
And it only costs $1.50.
$1.50? What a steal!
Seriously, you get 50 units of fish food for $1.50. It's not bad.
Uh-huh.
And I'm willing to bet the ammo crate I saw over there is for fish food.
Maybe. And you have your first instance of the Mizar tokens. These will become important later. And there it is. It is
fish food.
Full fish food.
I got full fish food. Dang.
Now, I will say, there is actual practical utility to the fish food.
Okay.
I won't tell you what it is.
Good to know. I suppose we'll figure that out later.
Uh-huh. All right. Now, story expects you to go into the hut.
Yes, indeed. I do know for a fact that this something is up here.
Mm-hmm. Gemini capacities. There are 2 of these in every world. You're expected to get all of them with during your first pass arounds. I can tell you where each of them are just to make sure you don't miss them.
Okay, gotcha.
For the most part, you'll run into them, but yeah.
Alright. Juno, thank you for coming. A dark day is upon us when King Jeff of the Tribals is powerless to save his own people. King Jeff?
Yeah,
okay.
King Jeff. From a planet far, far away. Jeff.
Jeff.
I feel like it has to be, my name's Jeff!
We can only trust the Jet Force Gemini to thwart Mizar's plans for domination. Tell you what, it gets a bit depressing, all this king business. Still, must keep a stiff upper lip. If you could rescue as many tribals as possible in between slaughtering drones, I'd be most grateful. Let me know if you see my brother, too. He's been missing for some time. I hope to return these favors later, but at the moment I can do little, except perhaps conjure up a time loop and replay the invasion. Sure.
Yeah. So all these cutscenes are not skippable. So as soon as you say "show me," you basically are locked in.
Well, might as well show him.
Yeah, this is a let's play. So obviously, like, if you're experiencing the story for the first time. So yeah, every time I see this scene, I always think of it in CinemaSins fashion, thinking, "Oh, we interrupt this video game to bring you episode 1, Attack the Phantom Menace."
Oh yeah. That makes sense.
You were right about one thing, Master. Negotiations were short.
Yeah. They are not screwing around, it looks like.
Nope. They got the whole armada ready to go.
Launching everybody down to the planet.
Invasion. Meanwhile, we got the tribal dance going on here. King Jeff just trying to tell his people there is danger afoot. Watch your heads.
Look out above. Yeah.
This does beckon the question, how is he still alive?
Maybe that was their previous king. And Jeff just got the job by default. In the line of succession within the last day.
King Jeff, Prince Barry, who's the Jeff and Barry parent?
Jeff and Barry's parent.
Or Douglas.
Douglas, yeah, that sounds
King
good.
Douglas. That was King Douglas right there.
Poor King Douglas. His reign was short. All right. So
you cannot go in that direction because it has a specific type of lock that you don't have the weapon to be able to unlock with.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Oh wait, no. Oh no, never mind. That's a color key.
Oh, that's a color key, yeah. Yeah, in classic Rare fashion, I feel like there's a bit of backtracking in this game that's required.
Yes and no. There's a good way to avoid having to backtrack, or at least backtracking with the same character.
Right. Because yeah, there
like,
are.
It's not as frequent as say Banjo-Tooie.
Yeah. Don't be too hasty, Juno. Goldwood isn't the place it once was. You can't risk going in unprepared. Keep an eye on your pistol's charge gauge, as you'll need all the firepower you can muster. For start, Life Force doors, such as this one, won't open while Mizar has troops active in the area. You must destroy all nearby enemies to progress. Learn to use the R button for manual targeting. Also, take note of these region markers. A green one lets you know that you're about to enter a new region. A red one shows you're leaving a region. And both together mean you're moving from one region directly into another. That's about it. That's about all I can tell you, rather. Get through this first door, and you're as ready as you'll ever be. Good luck, Juno. Listen to the briefing before you start, and be careful.
Yep. So this is your manual targeting tutorial.
Pretty
The only
much.
time enemies are present that are not surrendering but also not firing.
Right.
Good job. You found the strat of blowing up the top one to blow up the bottom.
Cool. I did that on purpose.
Mm-hmm. And now, the briefing. This is the part where speedrunners just sit back and have some popcorn.
Yeah. I like this guy's voice.
I know. The fact that they were able to include voice clips too for the
Yeah.
N64 is pretty impressive.
I wonder. I wonder what guy at the Rareware offices they got to do this voice.
If you think this voice is impressive, I can't wait for you to see the final voice that shows up in this game.
Oh boy.
Don't be caught off guard by sniper drones. They use the treetops as ambush points. Pick them off using manual targeting. These crates contain ammunition.
Ammunition.
Collect them to increase your supplies.
Very important.
Across the level, you will find the tribals.
Mm-hmm.
Their like race has been enslaved by marjo. Free as many tribals as you possibly can.
The Ewok equivalent.
Right, pretty much.
When you have completed your objective,
Though apparently, Ewoks are actually
where your ship away.
pretty aggressive fighters, all things considered. Meanwhile, these guys, not at all.
Yeah, they're pretty helpless.
They are Ewoks without testicles. Let's say that.
Oh dear. That's a
Except that they technically do, but not in the right way. Anyway,
whoa, bugs.
your first enemy ahead of you, the soldier
Whoop,
drone.
whoop, whoop,
These
hold
blue
on,
drones,
hold
these blue drones will constantly attack you, move around, and try to hide behind areas to keep you from hurting them. Collect their weapon there to recharge your pistol.
There
Make
we
sure
go.
you collect their heads too. You can unlock some nice little nifty things if you do.
Yeah, Jet Force Gemini is a bit of a bloodbath, all things considered.
Yeah, this game is rated teen in the U.S., but it is rated 18 plus in Japan because they are not as fond of gun violence.
And decapitations, apparently.
Oh yeah, the decapitations actually get censored, which actually means what feature of the game gets censored out. Oh yeah, sniper drone. These green drones always are perched up in a high area. You have to usually use manual targeting to take them out.
There we go.
Tribals. Every area has them. You have to rescue every single one of them. You don't necessarily have to do it in your first pass through, but it will save you time if you can. In this level, you can rescue all tribals in this pass through.
Okay, good to know. So yeah, I do know for a fact that you do need to rescue all of the tribals in order to, like, be able to finish the game.
Now, let's talk about the weapon you're currently using, the standard issue Jet Force Gemini pistol. This, starting at 100 rounds, you'll see that the gauge in the top left corner goes from green to red. This indicates the rate of the time you're allowed to have a fast rate of fire. Once it depletes, your rate of fire will decrease for as long as it takes for it to recharge.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. It also is supposed to be the only weapon that has infinite ammo. When you run out of the ammo on the top corner, it will simply give you weaker shots.
All right, I didn't remember that, but I felt like I knew something like that.
I think it might be explained in the pause menu, but if not, I just told you.
Well, let's see.
See, we shall.
Oop, not the fish food. Pistol.
Yep, there you go. With a backup supply of weaker pellets should ammo run out.
Okay, cool. So the game does not allow you to completely run out of ammo in a way to defend yourself. Very nice.
But at the same time, if you run out of ammo, you're doing something wrong because every enemy drop that gives you ammo always gives you 100 for the pistol.
Right.
If you're running out after that, you are absolutely doing something wrong.
Yep. Gotcha.
Now, you have two doors set beside you.
Yes, I do.
One leads you to the end of the level, one leads you to an optional section.
I take it do I have to do the optional section? I might as well do the optional section.
You do realize that you also have to rescue all tribals, right?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Optional section is not actually optional.
That's misleading.
Optional if you're only trying to run through the level.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's part of the reason I ended up stopping playing the last time. Because like I said, the last time I really put a lot of time and effort into playing Jet Force Gemini, I got to about what you would probably call the halfway point. And then I realized, after getting to the halfway point, that I had to go back and rescue all of the tribals I missed. And I think that's what kind of killed my motivation to keep playing.
Yep. Watch out ahead of you. There are proximity mines. Get too close and they will go boom.
Okay. Can I shoot them?
You can shoot them.
Do I want to shoot them?
Feels like a waste. Feels like a waste of ammo. If only there was something else that had a hitbox that can trigger them.
Fish food.
Congratulations. You figured out the other use of fish food.
I feel so smart right now. I was also...
Make sure you switch back to your pistol, because fish food is going to do nothing to these drones.
Are you sure? Are you sure they don't have a fish food allergy?
I don't know. I've never tried giving an ant fish food.
I'm sure an ant would eat fish food. Ants will eat just about anything, I think.
Yeah. That's why I'm pretty sure that this would actually be detrimental.
Hello.
I'm curious. What is the name of these things? I have the wiki up here. I wonder if the... No, it doesn't... Hang on. Hold on. Hang on. Hold on. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, well, the wiki actually has no information about these type of... Maybe under here. Here we go. Under Airport Squadrons, it would probably be... Yeah, the Cyclops drone. They're the very most basic type of a flying drone that there is. They're just kind of... Usually just kind of stay in place as you shoot, so for you to shoot them. But they will shoot back, so be careful. You might want to step a little bit more to the side. Or... Oh, no, you got it. Right. You actually could have had it.
Well, I ended up stepping into the line of fire anyway, so, you know.
Yeah. Well, up.
Yep.
Hello. Oh, another thing I should also mention. Pistol also has one last little thing. It does have a small amount of auto aim enabled to it.
Something just exploded.
Probably a bomb. A proximity mine.
I did not trigger the proximity mine, so I can only assume one of these guys did.
Yeah, which is weird because that shouldn't have happened unless, the auto-targeting of the pistol actually hit it by mistake.
Possibly?
Oh, what could have also happened is that you may have blown it up. Blown up a crate. Rare loves to have crates that blow up.
Indeed.
All right, so
went in a circle.
You definitely went in a circle.
Okay, cool. Because there was a branching path over this way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the hint basically of what you're trying to look for is that door, which basically is has locked you in. You're not really locked in because you could technically escape through a different path, but it's the clue, as it were.
Indeed. All right, let's see.
Now you got to wonder, were these little caves here to begin with, or is this an ant? Is this the equivalent of an anthill?
That's a good question, honestly. Oh, hello. Yeah.
Careful. They're shooting them.
Yep, they are. How about no?
How about no, you crazy...
Crazy. Get in my pocket dimension, quick.
Yeah, usually the best strategy is to actually go and rescue the tribals rather than engage in combat straight away. There's some exception to that. There are some exceptions to that, but yeah, you've missed one tribal.
I did? Oh, hello. He's waving at me. Gotcha.
Yeah, there's one more thing here.
Where is the thing? There's another thing. I'm assuming it's that something that I need to get out of here.
Yeah, well, you don't need it to get out of here, but it's what basically you've been led up to.
Right. Is it in this room or is it down another path somewhere?
It is in this room.
Okay. So there's a box. There we go.
Ta-da! Yellow key.
Awesome.
The first of 5, quote unquote.
Quote unquote. Yeah, because if I'm remembering correctly, the different characters have their own keys they have to get.
No. Yes and no. They can all collect these types of keys that you just collected, but there are other keys that are unique.
Oh, okay. Well, basically, there are certain areas only certain characters can get into.
Go down that hole.
Oh. Okay. Ow. Oh, there is an exit here. There's 2 exits.
There's 2 exits. They both go to the same place.
That is confusing. Okay.
Yeah.
Gonna crawl through this one. Because I can.
Mm-hmm.
Fish!
Now, you have an option here. There is another optional weapon you can go get.
Uh-huh. Really?
Remember that yellow key door at the beginning?
Yes, I do.
Do you want to go back for it?
Kinda?
It would mean having to redo this level, but you don't have to rescue the tribals again because you've already gotten them.
Okay.
So basically, you just have to blast through the level.
Gotcha.
So if you do, go back to the beginning of the level.
So I've got to go this way, right? Yes. Well,
Yes.
I already went that way anyway, so there we go.
Mm-hmm. So this is one of those cases of backtracking, but it is optional backtracking. There is some optimization if you're speedrunning and really wanted to go for 100%. But in this instance, I mean, it's a playthrough and we can do editing.
Yeah, that's true. Because the whole escapade is going to be edited into sections and bits once it ends up on YouTube. And, it gives us the option of, if one of us has to get up for whatever reason, we can just easily pause the recording and continue at a different point,
It's true.
Plus, Switch Online gives you save states.
Hooray!